something. Okay. All right. So we can start the program. Good morning, everybody. My name is Hussein, and I'm from EFXCO. And I think probably we have bumped into each other. I'm not sure whether some of you have attended any of our programs before in EFXCO in Cyberjaya. I suspect you have. We are waiting for a couple of more people to come in, but let's not wait for them. We've got at least about 10 people who signed up for the webinar. And okay. If you guys can say good morning to me, whether my audio is clear, just give a thumbs up or say something in the chat so I know I can proceed with my program. We've got a couple of people here. We've got Ira, Reza, Siti. Are you guys there? Can you hear me at least? Hakim, can you hear me? Hi, Siti. Good morning.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Hakim. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, thank you very much for joining the program, or should I say the live chat. Okay. I would like to say a few words before we start. Obviously, this program is for you to ask questions, and also I'm going to do some demo for some latest features of Adobe software. The version 2020 just came out a couple of months ago, and there's some cool features which I want to try and demo to you guys today, so you guys have a understanding of what the new features are. And some of them are a bit hidden, so it'll be good if I can show it to them and you can start using those features. By the way, may I know if anybody here who is using the latest version of Adobe Creative Cloud, maybe 2020? You can just type in it if you don't want to use your mic to talk or whatever. You can switch on your mic if you want to. Yeah, switch on my mic and feel free to talk to me about stuff about your Adobe software or whatever. Yeah, maybe you have been having some issues with the software. I can hopefully try and help you out with that. Okay, so the agenda for today, we are going to talk about maybe you have any questions that you want to ask. I can also help you in answering those questions. By the way, I think some of you did not receive the link today, right, to the meeting. Yeah, but you received the email, but the link wasn't working. So that's the reason why I sent you another email to give you the actual link. I was just preparing as a standby. Iran Reza. Okay, let me just check quickly where you guys are from. If I've got the right people in the group. Ira is from, well, there's no company name here. Shahira Nasir, right? You are Shahira Nasir. And I've got Reza. Reza is from TNB, Integrated Learning. Yeah, Ilsas, I think. I think I've got the right person. Reza. Yeah, Reza Razif, yeah. Okay. I'm using my mobile phone currently on the go buying groceries. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you for still listening to us while you're buying your groceries. Awesome. And you got Siti. Siti is from Siti Bahrain, eh? You're from MDEC. Hi, Siti. Love you guys from MDEC. Okay, so I'm gonna answer your questions. If you have any questions, don't feel shy to. Yes, thank you for the golden thumbs up. We are going to answer your questions if you have any. If you do not have any questions, we are going to do a demo. I'm going to show you some cool features of the Photoshop, some of the software that I prepared. Yeah, some of the cool features that we have. And we're also going to talk about our new academy, the EFXCO Academy. This is as our online portal for us to give you, or for us to present our online courses, which we have already started now. Yeah. And the cool part, the best part about the whole thing is our Ramadan offer. We're gonna introduce you to our explain to you what our Ramadan offer is all about. And one of you will be going away with a free online coaching with me today. Yeah, one of you, if you answer the question correctly. At the end of the day, at the end of the program, I'm gonna give you a question. So whoever can answer in that chat room, quickly give me an answer. The first one who answers correctly is going to get a free training with me, online training with me, worth 1,500 ringgit. Or is it 1,550? Okay, you guys ready? Yeah. Okay. If you have any questions, you can type it in. If not, I will just proceed with my I'll proceed with my demo. Yeah. Okay. Right. So Hakim, please monitor if you have any people have any questions there. Yeah? All right. So let's begin with Photoshop. All right. So Photoshop 2020 was released maybe a month or 2 months ago, and they've been having some what do you call that? Some versions updates and all that, right? So there's some cool features in Photoshop which I really want you guys to pick up because it's going to be very easy. So here I have this image of this lady, okay? And usually if you want to composite this lady, or you want to select the person, or you want to remove the background, you will probably have to go to the normal tools, right? Like we have some selection tools in Photoshop. You guys know that we have some selection tools in Photoshop, like the lasso tool, the polygon tool, and also we have the nice quick selection tool, right? So usually when I want to select anything in Photoshop, I'm just making my selection bigger. I'll just go around and just click and drag, right? So this might take also a few seconds or maybe a few clicks for you to select that person, like what I'm doing now. All right, I hope you can see the screen, like a marching ant going around. So it took me about maybe about 5-6 seconds to do this, all right, to select the person. And sometimes I have some issue, like that issue down here, like if you notice down here it's not selected properly. All right, so what Photoshop has done is to make selections much easier for everybody, is to do a one-click selection. Okay. Yes, Hakim, I'm recording this. Thank you. I'm doing that's a one-click selection. Yeah. So sorry, I'm looking at a lot of things at the same time because yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you a cool trick about how to select with just one click. Yeah. So I'm going to unselect this or deselect this, Command or Control D. So I'm going to go over to this bar over here. You can see that now we have what we call a object selection tool. Yeah. So that's exactly what it does. If I click on that and I just change this now to rectangle, and I just draw a square where this person is standing, and I let go of my mouse, you can see now within a few seconds it's selected, right? Just like that, right? How cool is that? All right. Okay, I'll do one more, but this time around I'm going to change this option up here. I'll do a Control D to deselect. So I'm going to change up here to lasso. So lasso means you can go around with your lasso by just drawing a shape around the person, a very loose shape. And then if you let go, Photoshop will think about it and then it selects the thing for you. Okay, how cool is that? So there's a new way of selecting, which is called the object selection tool. Yeah, there's a new one in Photoshop. Okay, all right. So there's not one more, which is quite cool. What if you want to remove the background? Yeah. Okay, you selected, and maybe you want to remove the person and put it into a different scene or different composite or different background. So there's another cool features. It's a bit hidden. Nobody, sometimes you don't realize that it is there. What I'll do is I'll just deselect this person. If you open up your layers panel, yeah, if you open up layer, I'm just going to pop this whole thing open here. All right, I'm going to just switch off the one that we don't need. I don't need history there. Okay, so if you see that you have a layer of this person here, and if I select the layer and I go to the properties panel, okay, this is the reason why it's hidden, right? So now if I drag this thing down, you can see there's one here called, where did it go? There you go, right? Not that one. I'm going to select one of selection tool first. Let me select my quick selection tool. And if I were to click on this person here, you will see I have some new selection. Let me just reset this thing. Okay. Interesting. Now it's not showing. Well, it was there a minute ago. Okay, that's the reason why I say it's hidden, yeah? Sometimes you can't find these things, but I'll come back to that in a bit. Let me see if I can get this. There's supposed to be an option here in this panel here, shows that you can select or remove the background in just one click. I may not be selecting something. Okay, it's not there. That's okay. Let's move on to the next one. I'll try and find it. It's kind of cool because it removes the background for you automatically. Ah, that's a shame. Okay, never mind. Let's move on to the next one. There's a woman here. Okay, if you notice this one, maybe Photoshop selects it's according to maybe the contrast and all that, right? Maybe it has a good contrast, and you can reckon that Photoshop has this sensei built in that can pick it up. But what about image like this, right? You look at the image that is almost the same at the back, like the color is almost the same. It's very hard even for us to select this thing if it's going to be difficult. Yeah. Is there any specific image requirement for object selection? No. Okay, I would say it probably works about 99% of the time. Yeah. If some image doesn't work, then you have to go in manually. Thanks for asking, Reza. But even this image also, if I do the same thing, if I do the selection here, if I use my uh, object selection tool, if I do a square, oops, I'm going to change this to rectangle first. Okay. Even if I do a rectangle selection here, you can see that it will select the subject. Yeah, there you go. Right, except for this little hole here, right, which it does not know that we want to select or not. So this one is very easy to remove using a quick selection tool. You can take it out. Yeah, so if you see, it's nicely selected for you. Okay, so that works, right? So I'm gonna Control D. You can even go to the menu, although you can't see the menu here. We have a menu up here. It says select. There's a one called select subject. Yeah, it also does the same thing. All right, the same thing. It's in the menu up there. Because my screen is huge, so I can't show you the menu of Photoshop. Okay, that's kind of cool, right? You just draw a box and it will select the subject for you. So it has this what do you call that, AI built into Photoshop now. It knows that it's a human being. It has two eyes, it knows. I think it has that kind of good, cool detection. It does that for you. All right. I want to show you the background removal. Why is it not there? It's supposed to be here. Maybe I'm not selecting the right thing. Select subject, select mask is up here. Okay, we got select subject button up there. Why is it not there? Or do I have to remove the... Okay, I think I have to remove that. There you go. Okay, I have to unlock the layer. Now you see that you have this thing called select subject, which is the same up here. But this one is cool. There's a button here called remove background, right? I'm going to try on this girl here first. Okay, so I'm going to unlock the layer. That's the key thing. Remove background. Just one click, right? With just one click, the background is gone. How cool is that, right? Totally gone, right? So you can see now in your layers panel, you have this mask. You have this mask here. If I show you the mask option and click on the mask, you can see there's a black and white image that Photoshop created for you to remove at the background. I see it's a little bit of problem down here. You notice down here at the feet there's a bit of transparency. Okay, we can easily remove that because we have a mask here, and the mask, if you notice, it's white and black, right? So if I now switch to my brush tool, B for brush, I'm painting in white, black in color, but I should swap around because this one has to be white, right? So if I just paint that out with white, and if I go back to my normal view, you can see now that that thing has been brought back. Okay, how cool is that? So now if I can take this image, I can put it anywhere I want to. Okay, all right, so that's what I wanted to show to you in Photoshop. It's a bit hidden. If you didn't select the right thing, you won't get it. So the idea is for you to select the move tool. Let me just delete this mask away, apply. Okay, let's do go back to here. So unlock the layer, open up your properties panel, yeah, and click on remove background. As simple as that. Cool, right? And let's try on this girl here. Let's see whether we can remove the background. Okay, I'm gonna click on remove background. Yeah, it does it as well. All right, kind of cool. And you have to patch that hole in. You got to remove something from that hole there. Or if you click on your mask, mask is the best way to do selection in Photoshop because it's non-destructive, which means I can always bring back the background by using my brush tool, P for brush, yeah, and I have to paint in the reverse color. If the selection is white, black is the background is black. If I paint in white, guess what happens? Yeah, if I paint in white, the background comes back. See how cool is that? And if I want to do the reverse, I just swap the colors, and now I'm painting in black, and I can hide things away, and they'll always be there. Even if you save the Photoshop file, it will it can always reverse and come back. Yeah, you can go back and forth. That's how cool it is. My brush is not painting in 100% black. Okay, make sure it's 100% black. There you go. I can take that thing out now. All right. So that's how selecting and removing things in Photoshop work now. Do not delete the pixels. Okay. So that's about Photoshop. I want to jump into Adobe Illustrator. Show you what you can do in Illustrator, right? Because they have some cool feature in Illustrator now. Let me share with you my Illustrator screen, and I'm gonna stop sharing this one. Okay, so far guys, okay, all good. I'll stop sharing this one. Let me open up my Illustrator. Okay, so this is Adobe Illustrator 2020, the new version, yeah. I've got a nice circle here which I made into a gradient, right? If you notice that. So I'm going to do undo here. I'm going to delete this whole thing. So what I'll do is I'll grab an ellipse tool, a simple circle. Yeah. So previously when you were going to do a gradient, right, you will probably go to a gradient tool like here. If I press G on my tool, then I can start clicking on it and you can get a gradient like that. Okay, and then you can put stops here and all that kind of stuff, and you can adjust the gradient. If I were to click here plus sign, I can put another color, right? So it could be a linear gradient, it could be a what you call a circle gradient, yeah. Okay, the gradient that has starts from the center. But now Photoshop has introduced a new gradient. It's called the freeform gradient. Yeah, if you click on the freeform gradient, you can see now you can click anywhere in the circle, and you can double click on it, and you can start putting colors in. All right, this is cool because now if I double click here, I can change this color to something else. Yeah, this is called a freeform gradient. Freeform gradient. Okay, change the color to something else, and I'm going to click somewhere here, and it's just by double clicking, or maybe put something of yellow on this side. Okay, and then you can move the circles around, right, to get that beautiful gradient, and then you can even adjust the circle so you can expand the gradient a bit. Yeah, so this is kind of cool because this is something new that a lot of artists has been asking for. So you can do a freeform gradient, so you can put as many as you want. It can be also in rectangles and squares, and even in compound shapes. If you even have shapes like this, let me show you. If you have a shape like this, you can also do the same thing, yeah. So this is a shape that has the gradient. Oops, let me just undo that. Okay, and you can click on it, and you can introduce that same gradient, and you can move things around. They will have the point and all that, yeah. Get this out of the way. Okay. Right. So this is also made using the freeform gradient, right, in Illustrator. There are other features that came with the 2020, but they are kind of insignificant because it's just a simple, small features, right? Some of the features are like auto spell check, and we get a background save. So anytime you're working on Illustrator now, it's saves for you in the background automatically, because a lot of people sometimes they have system hang and all that, then you lose some of your work, right? To simplify your, what do you call that, to simplify the path, right? So sometimes you have a path which has a lot of those Bezier dots and all that kind of stuff, or the Bezier, I think that is called the points, yeah, where you create a shape. Photoshop can now simplify it for, sorry, not Photoshop, I'm talking about Illustrator now, can simplify it for you. Okay, all right. Let's jump to the next one. This is Illustrator. All right, so I'm going to jump to there's a cool thing. I'm not sure if you guys are using After Effects. Okay, After Effects has a very cool new feature which I'm very excited about because I love After Effects. Let me just show it quickly. Let me just close down Illustrator, and I'm not going to save that. Okay, let me share with you. Another screen, After Effects. Okay, Give me 1 second to just open it up, and I'll share the screen with you guys. Okay, let's share the After Effects screen. Okay, so if you are ever playing around with videos, yeah, if you have videos in your design, if you do a design for videos, there's a cool feature in After Effects. Let me just open that file up. Okay, it is called the. Let me just delete that off, or just make a new one. I'll make a new one. So I've got this image or this video here, right, which I'm going to make a new comp. This camera's in the way. Okay, so I've got this video here where we have this little girl walking in the scene, yeah. Okay, walking in the scene. I'm sure you guys can see it, right? If you can't see it, let me know, yeah. Want to know what's the difference between Photoshop and Adobe? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Siti. The difference between Photoshop, Illustrator, that's a very common question people ask here. I'll just answer Siti's questions first and then we proceed with the After Effects cool feature. Siti, okay, Photoshop is meant for you to work with what do you call raster images. Raster images are images which has pixels in them. It's the image that you get when you shoot with your camera and all that stuff, yeah. So camera, your handphones, when you capture an image, it becomes pixels. So Photoshop is very good in handling pixels, images with pixels. Okay, anything that has pixels. Illustrator, on the other hand, is actually for you to manipulate vectors. Vectors are actually mathematical calculated lines. They stay sharp forever, yeah, which means if you zoom in and zoom out, it will still stay sharp. They're always very, very sharp. It's very good if you want to create logos and illustrations and all that, right? When you want to go and send for printing, it will be always sharp. For photos, if you take a small photos like in Photoshop and then you want to enlarge them or you want to make it huge, then you have problems because it becomes blur. It becomes very blurry because you are trying to expand the pixels, right? So if you want to work in Photoshop, I suggest you to use large images, big images, and then shrink them down or just as they are. Okay. I hope I answered that question. So in conclusion, two different softwares. One is to deal with images, another one is to deal with vectors. Vectors are basically shapes. So if you want to create logos, like for MDEC or whoever, you create logos using Illustrator. Okay, if you want to edit images, use Photoshop. Cool? All right. So let's go to this cool feature now in Illustrator, in After Effects. So I've got this girl. I'm going to trim this down. So I'm going to do a very big render for this. This girl is there. She's walking. And let me just trim this down. Trim to combo. Okay, if I do a play now with my spacebar, you can see she's just walking. It's a slow motion image, yeah? So what if you are required to remove the girl out of the image? Okay, if you are going to do a conventional way of doing things, it's going to be very difficult for you to remove this girl out from the image. All right, from the scene, I mean. What if you just want to make an empty scene without the person? It could be anything that's moving or anything that's inside there that you want to remove, yeah? So After Effects, I come up with a very cool technique where you can remove this person out, right? Just by a couple of clicks. Let me show it to you. Thank you, Reza. Rotoscoping was the stuff that we did those days. Yeah? You do a frame by frame. So if I have about a few hundred frames here, I have to sit down for about an hour, 2 hours perhaps, if you're good in rotoscoping, to remove this girl out. But now I can do it in a few clicks and it's done within a few seconds. And it's called the content aware fill. Yeah, this one just has been released in After Effects recently. So if you're doing a lot of video stuff, this is really, really helpful. Let me show it to you how it's done. Okay, so I'm going to select the footage and I'm going to go and grab my my pen tool. Okay, and I'm going to draw a loose selection around this girl, right? Just like that. You will have to tell After Effects that you are trying to select that person. Okay, so I'm going to select my mask and I'm going to reverse this selection, yeah, because whenever you create a mask, basically you're trying to throw the rest away and you're keeping that person, but we want to do the other way around. We want to do a subtract. Okay, we might want to make a hole inside here. That's what After Effects wants. He wants to see the hole, yeah. So let me go back to here and adjust some of these points. Okay, so I'm just saying that to After Effects, if you see this particular draw or the shapes, remove that out. Okay, so I'm going to just go around here, make sure I have my mask path selected, and I'm making a keyframe, and I'm going to the end of that timeline, and I'm going to remove this mask so it still covers the person here. All right, maybe change some shape as well. Okay, I'm just going to tell Photoshop, so After Effects, that if you see this girl anywhere, remove it. So I'm in the middle of that frame. I think we are okay with this. Just move it a bit down, as long as you don't see her. All right. In fact, I can just do a none here. I can still see her. Yeah, I can still see her. Okay. So she's okay there. Basically the frame is following her, right? And that's all you have to do, right? Maybe somewhere here I can double click and I can say just up a bit. Okay, give After Effects to use the frames. I can delete this one here, but I don't need this one. Okay, cool. That's much better. You can see her inside the little frame, that shape I've created. I'm going to go back to Subtract. Okay, and all you have to do now is just click on this button called Generate Fill Layer. All right, that's all. Okay, Generate Fill Layer, and for After Effects, going to do the rest for you. If click on that, just wait for a couple of seconds. It's analyzing, maybe a few seconds. And notice there's a shadow here as well. So I need to do for the shadows as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a two-pass thingy. There you go. She's gone. Right? How amazing is that? If I do a play, if I do a just play once, and then you can see that she's totally gone. How cool is that? Yeah. And if you notice, the background is exactly what it's supposed to be. You don't even notice the thing anymore. All right. And the shadows, I can do another pass, which I'm not going to do because maybe you guys can attempt it, because I don't want to waste crucial time for that. But you guys get the idea, right? How cool is that? You remove things from After Effects just like that. Yeah, just a couple of clicks. All right. Thanks, Hakim. Hakim say, "Wow." Right, gone. Right. I was like, "Wow, look, oh." So this is good for footage which have things that we want to remove from the footage, right? Like microphones coming into the scene. There's unwanted things that you want to remove out. It's kind of cool. It works really well. Okay. And if you notice here in the timeline, you can see that's actually a layer sitting on top of it. It's called the fill layer. It's just basically image created by After Effects to just replace the whole frames. Yeah, it's smart enough to do that. Okay, right. Don't want to get that into that too much, because I think you guys know what I mean. Yeah. So if you do not know After Effects is a very good software for you to do motion graphics and also visual effects. It's a very popular software in the world. Everybody's using After Effects to do a lot of good stuff, yeah, especially visual effects. Okay, all right. Time check 12. Okay, I've got a few more minutes and I don't want to waste too much time. I'll do one more demo for you guys. Premiere Pro. This is good because a lot of people, when they shoot their videos, they shoot their videos like this initially, and suddenly they want to change and they want to shoot like that, right? So it's very difficult for us to change a landscape kind of video. You want to change to a vertical, right? So what we have inside of Premiere Pro is allows you to convert from a landscape to a vertical video. Okay, it allows you to convert like that. So let us have a look at that. And also it detects the person that's inside there moving, and it also auto reframes for you. Okay, this is called auto reframing. So let me just quit. Let me stop sharing here for a minute. I'll just start with. I'm going to save that. Okay, let me start up Premiere Pro. I'm not able to open all the softwares at one go because sometimes you have memory limitation, and I don't want to hang my system for no reason. You guys will know what I mean, yeah? Although I have 32 gig of RAM inside my system here, but you never know with things like this. Okay, I'm going to open up this little stuff that I've done. I'm going to use the same footage. Let me share my screen with you. Where is the footage? Okay, there you go. This is Premiere Pro, right? So you guys can see that, right? I'm going to use the same footage, right? If I notice this girl, and this one was shot with a landscape view like this, yeah. And what if you want to change to a vertical view? Okay, and obviously because the girl is moving across, it's very hard for you to then crop it and all the trim. It's going to take a long time for you to do the trimming. Okay, it's very easy inside of Premiere Pro. If you will select the comp, right? This one here, right? and I do a right click and I say auto reframe sequence. Yeah, auto reframe sequence. You can also go to the menu on top and do it, but it's easier if you just right click, and you will see this little window pop up and asking, what are you trying to change? Do you want to change to a square or a vertical 4 by 5 or 9 by 16? Basically, this is 16 by 9. It's a landscape, and if you want to change to a vertical, it's called 9 by 16. Yeah, that's what it means. So I want to change to a 9 by 16 because I want to put it into my TikTok, or I want to put it into Instagram story or whatever. Yeah, all vertical videos. So I'm going to change to 9 by 16. All right, and let's see whether this happens. So here it says that do not nest clips. If you have done any other properties changing of the position and rotation, then you probably have to nest the clips. If you don't want to, just say do not nest clips. It's just a default. Yeah, I'm going to create. Let's see what happens. It's analyzing, and there you go. Right, it's just like that. So now you can see it's automatically focusing onto that girl only, right? The subject that's moving in your scene. How cool is that, right? From something which is like that, where she's moving and the camera's just basically just zooming in, right? It's not even focusing on anybody, and you get something like that. Yeah. Okay, I can't redo, so I have to redo again. That's quite fast anyway. Auto reframe sequence. We're gonna do a 16 by 9 or 9 by 16. I mean, and analyzing done. Right. So you can see that it's done. Does an auto reframe for you. Okay, very smart. Okay, it just follows the person. Yeah. So it works 99% of the time. Well, let me see the question. Reza tanya, how it handle for multiple object? Good question, Reza. Multiple object means you take multiple people in the scene, right? So sometimes it depends on which one that you want to focus in. I've seen some videos that this one doesn't work. So you have to go in and do it manually, right? So inside your effects preset here, under the effects control, if I select the clip, you can see that we have this auto reframe analyze there. So you can delete your keyframes, okay, and then you can analyze again. So which one you want to focus? If you have multiple people working together like a group, then it should be okay, right? If they're working separately and then you only want to focus on one person, then you have to tell Premiere Pro that you want to concentrate on this person or that person. Okay. It's all try and error. You gotta try it. Huh? It depends on your clips. I'm not sure what kind of clip that you have, but just keep trying on that clip. That's a good question. Thank you. Okay, right. Let's move on to the next one. Let me just close this down. Let me stop sharing this screen with you. If you have any questions, just do put it into the chat. Yeah. After all, this is supposed to be a Ask the Expert. What do you call that session? Right, next one will be Adobe Dimension. All right, Adobe Dimension is one of my favorite softwares, and I've been playing around with it a lot recently. And they came up with something very cool recently. Yeah, Adobe Dimension. Let me just share my screen here, guys. Okay, Adobe Dimension is a very good, cool software for you to create photorealistic looking what do you call that, designs. Yeah, if you notice here that we have something which is done, and this is basically people who do not know 3D at all. If you don't know 3D, you don't want to learn 3D, is fine. It's all just drag and drop. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just create something new here. Okay, so we get a blank space, right? The blank screen, right? You can see it's basically a 3D kind of environment, right? You can see the lines. I'm not sure that you guys can see it, but you should. And excuse me, I can just bring in any objects, yeah, just like that. This bottle here, right? Just a bottle. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'm going to move it around, right? It's just a bottle. Let's say this is a product that you want to do something on it, and you want to change the color and all that. So just go. It's easy as bringing your 3D objects here. They've given you some 3D objects here, and they got materials. Yeah, materials is just drag and drop. So I'm going to change this square bottle. So let me open that up. Okay, this square bottles has the lid. It has a lid, right? See, you get the lid there. So I'm going to change the lid to a certain color. Maybe I want to give it one of this materials. So maybe I give it this red color. Okay, so the lid will change the color. Yeah, there you go. Right, and then I'm going to give this the bottle part. Yeah, the bottle part. Maybe we'll give it I don't know. Let's try something here. Let's give it a water. Oh, sorry, we'll give it a frosted glass color. Yeah, material. I mean, there you go. You can see transparent now, right? Okay, transparency. As simple as that. And then I'm going to go down to my images, which is another tab over there. I'm going to put a logo on it, right? So I'm going to just drag a PNG logo onto the bottle, and you will see the logo will stick to the bottle. Okay, here we have the logo. There you go, right? You can see that the now we have the nice little logo on the bottle itself, and I can rotate that. It's just a PNG file, and I can also expand it if I want to. Okay, it could be any logo with a PNG, right? There you go. You can drop any images onto it, just a PNG file, and you can just move it around like that if you want to. Yeah. How cool is that? So easy, right? Let's see if I don't like the bottle to be that transparent color at the back there, right? I'm gonna put another color in, so I'm just go down there and pick up another materials. Let's say we want to give it a nice white gloss material. There you go, right? You can see the bottle is there. So it could be photorealistic. So you have to hit the render button, okay, and then you can get render out. Is bring it into Photoshop. How does it handle multiple object? What 3D format does it support currently? Very good. Thanks, Reza. You can bring it as many objects as you want. You can even bring an FBX file. The most general files that you can bring in is FBX. Okay, also bring OBX. If I go to file and import 3D model, I'm sure I show you the prompt here. It should be telling you what kind of objects you can bring in. There you go. I'm not sure whether you can see this little window here. Yeah, but it does bring in OBJ files, FBX files. So if you know a bit of your 3D software, yeah, uh, you can even bring. I think at the moment it supports OBJ, FBX. FBX and OBJ is the universal of the 3D objects. Yeah? You can do your objects outside of Dimension and bring them into here, and you can download a lot of other free 3D objects from the internet as well. I've been doing that. Yeah, I've been downloading 3D objects and playing around with that. There's so many. Turbo Squid is one of them. You know, so you can do a lot. But the real reason I'm going to show you Dimension is that recently they have come up with the latest version, which allows you to bring in 3D text, right? 3D text. This one wasn't there before for a long while, so only the last update, right? Now you can have 3D text. Yeah. So this is a 3D text that you can also change the color, right? I'm gonna just use this arrow. So easy, right? It's just drag and drop, move it around, and then you can put in your materials. If I want to make it into a gold color, I just select on gold, and the whole thing become a gold color text. Okay, taking a bit of time because I think I've got a lot of things running on my system here. Simple as that. Yeah, it becomes a gold. Yeah, gold color. You can put bevels and all that. So I want to show you. I don't want to show you to do this step by step. I've already done one, which I'm going to open up now. So I'm going to do a file, and I'm going to open up the thing that I was playing with last night. Let me just open that. Okay, I made this last night while preparing for the program, and this should show you what you can do with this. Yeah. So it does a very good, what they call that, photorealistic like look. Yeah. If you look at this, it doesn't look any better. I know you can see the shiny and all that, but to preview it before you export it out, you have to click this render button up here, the small little render button. If you click on it, now it starts to render. So I've given it a nice little glowing at the back. Yeah. So now you can see as if it's rendering. Yeah. So it depends on your machine that you have. The better for the faster machine you have, the faster it's going to render. So you can see now I can even look at it. I can preview it before I render it out. Yeah. So I can look. I can even change the way it's supposed to be. Maybe I want to change it something like that and a bit of like that. And I let go. If I let go of my mouse, it's going to start rendering it. Okay, it's going to start rendering. You can see the actual preview of it. Okay, and you can see if I zoom in, you can see I can even change the bevels. I can put a lot of different bevels. Every surface I can put different material on it. Okay, the front, the bevel, the side, the back. I can change all this by just clicking and dragging and dropping. I can change the font. If I want to change this font now, I just double click on it, and I can just type a new one. If you notice the screen here, okay, if I select any of the text here now, let me switch off my render there. Okay, select the text, and I can change the text down here. Yeah, so maybe we're gonna call it something like "ask me" or something like that. Yeah, and it's gonna update. It's taking a bit of time because I think I got a lot of things running on my machine at the moment. Okay, ask me how. All right, simple as that. And then you can change your fonts and everything. Okay, and once you render it, you can save it as a Photoshop file. Yeah, and then in Photoshop you can edit more. So I'm going to close it and we'll show you how the Photoshop file looks like, so you can also edit. I'm going to quit that. I'm not going to save that, and I'm going to open up. I got Photoshop open up here. Let me just share the screen again with you. Sorry guys, I'm showing you screens and sharing screens because I have a big monitor in front of me, so if I will show you everything, it's going to be too crowded. So I'm going to go to File and open a recent file. Okay, this one here. All right, there you go. This is a Photoshop file that was rendered out of that Adobe Dimension. Okay, and well, the latest feature in Adobe Dimension now is the text. Yeah, that's the thing that that was the thing that the features that I was waiting for a good while for me to get this. And if you notice inside the layers panel here, that you have layers that you can play with. You can put objects in the background. You know, once you have layers like this, you can even change the depth and everything. You can even do this object selection using this little image here. Okay, because they got in different colors. You can even change. You can even select them using the color. Okay, and you can manipulate it further. Right? If you're not happy with what dimension has given you, you can come and change it here. Okay, so I hope you guys have paid good attention to what I was saying, because the question I'm going to ask you is related to the demo I just told you. So if one of you could answer my question correctly, you will get a free coaching session with me. Yeah, the software that you can choose. Okay, all right. So that's the demo that I want to do today. The next thing I want to talk about is, because I've got only a few more minutes, I want to talk about is our new online portal. Let me now share another screen with you guys. Okay, we've just launched our new online portal. We are trying to reach out to people who wants to learn from us online. I mean, we have been planning to do this for quite a while, and let me just try this again. Internet has been a bit wonky lately. Yeah. All right, so let me just share the screen with you. So instead of doing, we are EFXCO. We are a creative skills training center based in Cyberjaya, and we have been doing for the last 7 years. We've been doing classes, like face-to-face classes. So since it's COVID-19, and we feel that people want to learn online, so we launched our online academy. Right? So this is effexcoacademy.com, and then this is currently our website. Okay, and we are actually there's also some we already come up with an online training, which is we are trying to complete it in the next couple of days. Okay, giving people the chance of learning from me in a recorded version. So we are opening this to our international students as well. Okay, so there's a online coaching with me for 1,500 ringgit, and then we have anybody who wants to learn Photoshop as an absolute beginner. This is a very good course for you to take. Yeah, and then we have the same cost, but you get to talk to me for about an hour. That's We are opening up in USD. Yeah, we're paying it's a charge in US dollars. Okay, All right, so this is gonna come up, and then we're gonna put more courses here very soon. Okay, so this is the one that we were trying to tell people about. Yeah, the academy. As you know, we are also an HRDF training provider. It means any either online or offline courses that you take from us, you can claim from HRDF. Yeah? If you are working for a company or your company pays a levy to HRDF, we are MOF registered, and we are also a part of MBOT, Lembaga Technology Malaysia. All right. Okay. So now comes to our Ramadan promo. Yeah. So let's talk about our Ramadan promo. Our Ramadan promo. Let me see. We'll have to go to our. Okay, I think Hakim did a nice little advert for me. Let's show it to you. All right. Okay. So where's my Ramadan promo screen? All right. So usually during Ramadan every year, we promote because a lot of people will be they will not be able to maybe come for the training, something like that. So we want to encourage people to come for training. Shall I? Just 1 second, guys. Sorry, I need to open up this image in something. Preview window. There you go. Okay. Not easy to run a live session. A lot of challenges. Okay, we got it. Okay, cool. All right, so there you go. Yeah. So we're doing a special Ramadan promo. You buy one program from us worth 1550. We are giving you the same program for you to give away to another person. Okay, let's say you are a colleague or you have a sisters, brothers, uncles, and all that you want them to learn the program that you bought. You can give that one away. So that's for free. Okay, which means, let's say you buy our Photoshop online session for 1550, we are going to give the same session for you to give it to somebody else. Okay, as simple as that. We're going to keep it simple. So we call it buy one give one. All right. So if you buy any of the 8 software that we have on our online training, sorry, not online, but our one-to-one session, which is Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, After Effects, Premiere Pro, Adobe Dimension, and then we also have XD, and then the last one is Captivate. So if you can choose any one of this, if you buy for yourself, then the same software or the same course you can give to someone else. It's simple as that. Okay. So if you're interested, you will get an email from us the next couple of days for you to be able to log in and purchase and also claim that free software or the free to give away. Yeah, the free course to give away. Okay. I hope that's clear. Anybody has any questions before I start asking a question for you to get a free session with me? Can I get a yes in the... Are you guys still there? Ira, Siti, Reza still there? Reza still there? Is Siti there? Ira is there? Siti, are you there? Okay, cool. There's 3 of you, yeah? Alright. Hakim tak boleh Hakim. Hakim is part of it, so Hakim ada bagi golden thumbs up. Okay, guys, ready, yeah? This is the question that I want to ask you. Anyone who answers straight away dalam chat tu, just stand by at your keyboard and chat tu. Reza, you probably need to stop for a while. Whatever groceries you're doing, just type the answer. Yeah. Okay. I'm just waiting for you 3 of you to answer. The first one who answer correctly in the chat box will win it, and then I'll contact you, and I'll send you the details. Okay. As simple as that. We keep it simple. Okay. So the question is, yeah, drum roll. Tell me the new feature in Adobe Dimension. Siapa dulu? Tell me one of the new features in Adobe Dimension. I just demoed to you just now. Reza, good, excellent. You got it, yeah. Reza Razif, you got it. You said text, which is excellent. That's the question. That's the answer. Okay, Reza, you deserve it, yeah, because you've been also very chatty in the thing. You've been asking questions. Okay, Reza, congratulations. You have won a session with me. You can choose antara yang 8 software ni. I will contact you and ask you which one that you want. Okay, congrats, yeah. And then I will be in touch with you, giving you the session time and all that, right? Okay. Reza, congratulations. Are you the Reza who's asking about the Blender punya software, the Blender punya connection, Blender punya training and all that? Are you the one? Yes. Okay. I know. Okay. We have been sending emails to each other. Cool. It's cool to meet. Nice to meet you, and then we'll meet you again soon. I'm going to be in touch with you. I've got your email address. Itu sajalah for this particular session. Alright. Congratulations, Reza. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Ira and Siti, thank you very much for joining. This session will be on. We'll put it on our Facebook and also YouTube channel for you to review balik. Yeah. Okay. So we will be doing more of this in the near future. So please look out for our postings in our Instagram and Facebook to look up something like this. And every time we do this, we're going to give one what do you call that, one free lesson away. Yeah, because everybody is stuck in the home, we will feel that you should learn something at least. Okay, Siti, thank you very much. Ira, thank you very much. All right, and again, Reza, congratulations. Hakim, thank you much for helping me, and that's it. Yeah, so I'm gonna say assalamualaikum and see you guys soon. Bye bye.